What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TAR's AI, TAI today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 13th of May today. We're sitting here at about 10 cents. We've got how many hours left in the day? 10 hours, 20 minutes left in the day. Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, we went down exactly to the area that we were looking for, right? Which makes the most sense to go to. It's about 9.5 cents, right? Right down there, double bottom off of it. Even that was nice. I did think that this was the low. Because I was expecting it to be a kind of quick-lived endeavor, but hey, whatever. This is still pretty quick, right? We're on the 1 hour time frame. You didn't live there for too long, but finding support right here at prior areas of resistance. That's not resistance, C-Zar. This is the resistance. Well, yeah, on a wicking basis it is, but this coin's a pretty low market cap coin. It depends. You know, if this was Bitcoin, the wicks would be more significant. But because this is a coin that's got a market cap of like less than $60 million, not trillions of dollars, but $1,000,000, $60 million with an M, the closing prices might be more significant. And the closing prices here were what we found support on. So just take that, you know, if you're a technical analyst, that's something that you can do. Whenever you're looking to find support at prior resistances, sometimes it's appropriate to use the wicks. Sometimes it's appropriate to use the closing bodies. I think closing bodies will rarely let you down, especially, you know, I feel like my technical game went up whenever I started paying attention to closing bodies and not wicks as much. But wicks can be helpful too. Don't get me wrong, they can definitely be helpful too. But anyways, let's carry on from that. All right. Looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, clear as day, you're in a downtrend in the 1 hour RSI. Looking like you do want to break out of it, but I think you're still in it now. It'd be nice, I think, with the posturing you've got going on here, I think you could break out of it by the end of the day, which would be awesome because you started this downtrend in the 1 hour RSI. You started it here right when you began consolidating. So the idea of breaking out of the 1 hour downtrend of the RSI would also promote the idea of breaking out of this consolidation phase here that we're in, which is absolutely what the case is. You know, we're in a consolidation phase. We moved up, we back tested prior resistance and support. We're ready to run on to the next one. 4 hour RSI here, whenever we were moving up, it was overbought, it was hot. Now we've cooled way the hell off. You guys, you realize back here, we were at 8 cents. Whenever I bought, that was the last purchase that I made of this thing. I don't know if I posted about that on X.com because I wasn't certain. I don't post about every single purchase, you guys. I do post about most purchases, but I don't think I made a post about that one. But I made a purchase right at about 9 cents, maybe not 8 cents here. I actually sold some Onyx coin, just a little bit of that back whenever Onyx coin was at 1.8 cents, and then this thing was at just below 9 cents, and here we are now, basically at the same prices for both. But when we were at this price back here, when I last bought, the RSI was up way up here. Now we're at higher prices, and the 4 hour RSI is way down here. It's at lower prices. You've got higher highs and lower lows in the RSI. You've got all this room to move up before you're even in the hot zone. You know what I mean? So once we start breaking out, once we really get into this overbought area, we're also going to be above this high. We're going to be breaking out of this relative phase here. We're going to be getting overbought on the 4 hour. I think we've got the perfect whirlwind of a storm to take us to higher prices, right? From a high to a low, the expectation here would be that we're at 10 cents now. The expectation in my mind would be that we see something rather spectacular, right? We stopped in the 786, 886 zone. The next stopping point is all the way at the 1272. Genuinely speaking, TAI here at 10.1 cents is on a straight warpath to 19 cents and beyond. Now, if you're in the United States, if you're new to crypto, you might have a hard time finding TAI because it's only available on exchanges that are not accessible to the United States of America, right? If you're a citizen in the U.S., you're not going to be able to buy this. But you can buy it. You just can't buy it through centralized exchanges. Or if you want to buy it through centralized exchanges, you need a VPN. You need to set your IP address to a country that allows this, right? And hopefully you're on an exchange that doesn't have KYC, or if it has KYC, they're okay with dealing with American citizens so long as your IP address checks out, whatever. I don't know how it all works, right? But that's how it works more or less. But I don't know how it all works with all these exchanges. If not, if you don't want to do that, you can use a DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, or just a wallet, which is like a DEX, but it's a simplified version of a DEX. You could use Phantom Wallet or Coinbase Wallet. There's so many other ones, right? And then there's the DEXs, of course, that are available, and you can use those if you're in the United States. So if you don't know how to use those, and I'm on a whole tangent for a reason here. Okay, I'm not just on a tangent because I like to ramble. I do like to ramble, but my tangent. The reason I'm on this tangent is if you're looking at TAI and you're like, oh, I would invest in that. C-Zar says it's going to go up 90% in like a week. Dude, That sounds awesome. I would invest in that. But it's not on a centralized exchange that I can use here in America. So, whatever. I'll just let it pass. I was like that for a good bit in my last cycle. I was like that for about half the cycle. This is my third bull cycle right now. I was like that for about half the cycle, and one of my friends just kind of slapped me in the face and was like, "Dude, you're willingly going to miss out on an opportunity that could make you money because you're too lazy to figure out how to use a DEX, which is super simple to do, or a wallet, or a DEX wallet like Phantom or Coinbase, right? It's super simple stuff to do. Don't miss out on opportunities just because you're lazy, right? Don't be afraid of it. There's no shame. There's nothing wrong. It's actually a good thing to have more wallets, more exchanges, more availability. Just be careful. Make sure you're setting up all these you should have security protocols put in place. Back up your wallets. Write it down on a piece of paper. Memorize the words, whatever it is. Go through the motions. But this thing, I really do believe. Don't let your laziness be an excuse to hold you back from potential growth, right? If you don't know how to use a DEX, there's YouTube. It's very simple. It's actually very, very simple, and anybody can do it. But here we are at 10 cents now. The minimum expectation from here, probably within the next week, like not even by the end of May, but like within the next week, I would think we're at 19.4 cents or higher. We could stop here. Being this low in the retracement in the RSI, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's where we stopped. It makes a lot of sense that we'd stop right there. Let's put some lines up here and just see what would make the most sense as far as an area to stop at. With the 1414, it's much more common to stop just above there, so I'm going to put a line just above it. The 1618, right there. You do oftentimes stop right at it. Going back in time, little resistance here at the 1272, a lot of support right there at the 1272. A little bit of resistance and support at the 1414. A little bit at the 1618 as well. That 1272 seems to have the most significance on it. So I'm going to think the 1272 is what stops us. It's also 19.4 cents, very close to 20 cents. That's a psychological point of resistance too. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're looking to trade this thing, buying here and selling there might work out rather well for you. And I would even sell it like 19 cents just below because I don't care about catching the absolute high. I just care about getting in and getting out and making money. It's very possible that if you sell here, you miss out on potential growth up to 22 cents or even up to 27 cents. And if we do go up to 27 cents, then whenever you pull back to this area, that would likely be your area of support. So you'd be able to buy back where you sold. I think that selling at 19.4 cents is a relatively low risk area, but that's not financial advice. It's just my opinions. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing based off the data here. If we were to go higher, that's a 90% growth right there from the current price, but maybe as much as 165. Of course, inevitably, I believe that we're going to go much higher. And I do think that by the end of the month, we will be higher than that, not just by the end of like this week or next week. From a high to a low here, or low to a high here, I'm sorry. The reason why I'm measuring this, I'm taking the high price, I'm taking the low price because this right here is a bull flag. This is a bull flag pattern. I think that's very obvious. If you don't know what a bull flag is, let me show you, right? That's the bull flag pole. That's the flag right there. It's a bull flag. That's what it is. It's a pattern. It's a chart pattern. And you take the measurement of the flag pole, you put it at the base of the flag right here, and that gives you your measure move. So when I say we've got much higher targets than just 20 cents to go, from here, I'm talking about 37 cents, 38 cents, 40 cents, beyond that, right? Measure moves are ideas. You don't have to stop there. From a high to a low, that's right there in the heart of your 1886 to 200 area. We've identified this exact fib level throughout multiple cryptos, found significance on it for multiple cryptos as well. It makes a lot of sense to stop between 35 to 38 cents, I think. But even if you were to stop a little bit below, maybe you do stop at 27 cents. Maybe you stop a little bit above and you go to 50 cents. Maybe you demolish it. I don't know. But I would expect that by the end of this month of May, you're going to see prices that are somewhere around 34 to 38 cents, 39 cents. That's the expectation. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame again. Or did we already did that? Let's look at the 4 hour time frame real quick. Let me charge this up. Maybe we'll let that die. That's okay, actually. 4 hour RSI bouncing off the 40. Overbought, came all the way down. Yeah, we got distracted, right? Because I got distracted with all this right here. You got overbought, pulled all the way back down to the 40. Nice area to bounce from. I think you're going to rip, man. Getting overbought, not getting oversold, or getting more overbought than you are getting oversold. It's a strong sign that we are ready to move up higher. It's a very bullish environment to live in. And I think here, if this is any inclination as to what's to happen, these are the kind of readings that are just bullishly fantastic. Even these readings are pretty bullish and fantastic in themselves. But look at the difference. Look at the difference in behavior. Look at the difference here in behavior. Still moving up, but this was a lot more prominent. I think that here we really could stand a chance at seeing these more prominent readings, something like this, building from here, getting higher highs in the RSI, higher lows in the RSI, something like that, and seeing these more dramatic swings overbought and oversold. With that will come some volatility here and there, but also more pronounced movements to the upside. And I very much do believe that's what's going to happen. We broke out. We've trickled out a little bit. Now we're really going to get going. I think the pace, as far as what we've seen so far, anybody who bought TAI when I bought it back down here at I bought at 6.2 cents because I was using Coinbase wallet, so I had to swap at that price. But if you bought at 5.9 cents or lower down at this low, that was a nice little move up right there. In a day we moved up like 60%. That was nice. I remember that. That was a fun time. I think that we've got more of that to come, and I think bigger than that to come over the coming days, over the coming weeks. I've got nothing else to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, okay? Daily RSI, also looking pretty good. Yes, you have a little bit of a rejection off the overbought zone, but here you are at the 60 area. I mean, if today closes green, you'll be getting a bounce directly off the 60. So we're only down 5%. I think that in the next 10 hours, we can definitely move up 5%, but time will tell. This thing is squirrely. It's definitely volatile. I'm not impatient at all. Go lower, whatever. It's fine. I think in a matter of no time at all, we will be at prices that are around 20 cents and above. We're at 10 cents now. So I'm just going to wait patiently and take profits whenever it's time. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Anybody can make profits. Only the pros take profits. I am planning on taking profits on this coin. We're just not there yet. I'll let you guys know whenever I do. I'll make a post. I'll make a video about it, and I'll make a post on x.com about it too. If you're not following Greg on x.com, he's hilarious, or at least he thinks he's hilarious. I think Greg is great. Everybody should follow Greg. If you don't know Greg, man, you got to follow Greg. Who's Greg? Just look it up on X. You'll find out. Anyways, hey guys, any news? I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.